With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans. Trackside here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That's right, Sin City hosting tonight's American Red Cross 225 in the National and a North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series race number 10. Gonna fire off here tonight in the desert sun. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, David the Gave bringing you all the calls from Trackside. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Once again, some great racing action to be had here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There you can see track temperature just 91 degrees, so a lot of grip in this very fast mile-and-a-half D-shaped oval. Qualifying already underway. About 2 minutes off of the stopwatch already in this 5-minute qualifying session, and Ryan Bird gonna top the speed charts. We'll throw that qualifying order up to the left-hand side of your screen, and Max Fonner going to take the top spot now. A quick time here in qualifying. 30.52 is the fast time for Fonner, and he's going to go just 100th faster on his second time lap. 30.51. Now that quick time for Fonner, you know, with 10 races in, we've only got a handful of races left before that championship chase. 17 races in all here this season for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. And we are right on the cusp of the playoffs beginning here in just a few short weeks. That's how that almost came out, but yeah, we'll keep it rolling. How about Thomas Green and that 10 Toyota? Gonna slot in second, following another fellow Toyota at the front of the field. Fonner still leading with a 30.51 for the fast time here in qualifying, 3 minutes off of the stopwatch. And something important about tonight's race, something big going to one of the drivers out in this field. We have a handful of drivers slotted in with a chance for the Dash for Cash. That's right, the Blazing Fast TV Dash for Cash finale right here tonight. Drivers have been gaining accruing points over several Dash for Cash races, and it all comes to a head here tonight. Ryan Bird leading that Dash for Cash point standings. Isaac Shelley just 14 points back. James Watson right there, 27 points back. Huff Stutler, Gamillion, and Dave Bush all knotted up 29 points away from Ryan Bird. And it's going to be a hard task for Dalton Tucker or Gerald Duffin. I believe Patrick Hernandez, last week's race winner, 76 points back. It's going to be hard-pressed for him to walk away with that Blazing Fast TV Dash for Cash after Hernandez went to victory lane at Talladega last week. So, yeah, it's really going to boil down to about 5 or 6 drivers for this Dash for Cash, and we're going to keep our eye on that as things unfold. And Fonner will take the pole position here tonight with just about 30 seconds remaining. Doesn't look like anybody else going to be able to dethrone him at the top of the speed chart. So with that being said, we're going to step away from the mic, head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in now, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside after the national anthem and the flyover here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the American Red Cross. 225 drivers making their way through final pre-race inspection and hitting the starting grid. There you can see most of the drivers already making their way through that pre-race inspection. And as we begin to hear those bells ringing in the background, you know the sound, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the American Red Cross 225 right here in the NAISCC Track Racer Cup Series, starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter, the 51 of Max Fonner. Just to his outside, the 24 of Dalton Tucker, Thomas Green, Ryan Bird back in row number 2, 12 of Jared Talmadge, followed by Maurice Chameleon back in row 3, row number 4 here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Morris Bogan and Mark Wright. James Watson, Sean Huffstutler rounding out your top 10. 91 of Martin Morales right there inside row number 6, just to his outside, the 01 of Aaron Kralik. Inside row number 7, Patrick Hernandez, last week's race winner. Will we see a back-to-back race-winning performance out of Hernandez? Shane White, just to his outside, Thomas Walter, Isaac Shelley back in row 8. Row number 9, newcomer Kerry Trebu and Jesse Thornick. Dave Bush, Ryan Lewis, rounding out your top 20 with Dylan Walterman. Shotgun Sally, here tonight on the field, going to line up in that 21st starting position. That's the way your starting lineup runs down, and we are set to fire things off for the first time here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Music will fade away, pace car down and away, and here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Up on the gas and through the gears is Fast Fonner on that inside. That Toyota Camry looking pretty sporty here early, and it was very early, just lap number 1 on the board, but already stepping out to almost a 0.2 of a second race advantage off of turn number 2. Fast down the backstretch, Thomas Green looking to the inside of that Exalted 24 machine by Dalton Tucker. Tucker way up on the high side, right around that middle lane, going through 3 and 4, trying to keep the momentum wound up, but nobody going to be able to get by Fonner. He'll lead lap number 1. With lap number 1 in the books, we'll go ahead and throw down that timing and scoring right there to the left-hand side of your screen. Going to keep our eyes on a handful of drivers here tonight. We've got that blazing fast TV Dash for Cash that we're going to have to keep up with throughout tonight's race. Dalton Tucker leading the Dash for Cash drivers right now, but he's 69 points behind the Dash for Cash leader, Ryan Bird, and right off of the track and doing a little bit of landscaping for free here tonight at Las Vegas. Maybe that's one way to get the showgirls to come and clean the car. Thomas Green has a rough go with it in the trioval. Lap number 2. Crossing into lap number 3, he'll have to regain his composure, reset, and refocus, try to make a run back to the front of the field. Meanwhile, back at the front, Dalton Tucker beginning to close in on Fonner. There you can see your top 2 starting to step away from Ryan Bird, now taking over that 3rd position after trouble for Thomas Green. Bird going to move into that 3rd position. Jared Talmadge running well here tonight. There's that 12 machine wound up running at the top of the racetrack, and I tell you what, you got to love his paint scheme. We'll see if we get a better camera of it. There you go, right there. How about that Fruity Pebbles? Love it. I'm telling you, week in, week out, this guy right here, he's got some of the best rap jobs on the track. Week in, week out, hands down. Man, love it. I tell you what, let me get a yabba dabba doo out there in the chat. Can we get one of those? Can we get one? No. Okay. Morris Bogan running in the 5th position, rounding out those top 5s. There you can see that Nike-sponsored Ford Mustang, the fastest, first Ford Mustang inside of your top 5, the only Mustang inside of the top 5. Got to go back to 7th position. James Watson, he had a good run going last week at Talladega Motor Speedway. Going to have another solid run here tonight. James Watson running in that 7th position. Aaron Kralik in tow. Sean Huffstutler with Martin Morales rounding out your top 10. Even got some close racing action back here, back near the tail end of the field. That's Shane White, Dylan Walterman right here, all going at it. 53 of Dave Bush. He's making his way up through the field. Take a look at this little battle. Watch it unfold as they slowly lose those drivers in front. The field slowly starting to step away from these three. Now Dave Bush, Walterman, and White all have a very long night ahead of them. We do have one stage break at lap number 75, so right at the halfway point, drivers are going to be able to reset, reassess, reevaluate, make some changes if they need to. And right now, maybe a methodical approach to tonight's very long race here under the desert sun. Dave Bush may be waiting for that transition from day to night, because we will end tonight's race under the lights. You can already see the track lights beginning to turn on lap number 8 here, and up at the front, Fonner has been dethroned, and Dalton Tucker takes the race lead. That's going to give us our second leader of tonight's race, just our first lead change. Watson and Kralik, they're starting to go at it. Let's go to that battle for 7th and 8th on the track. You see Kralik able to get that clean tide machine up and around the 39 of Watson, so Watson going to give up that 7th position, and now battle right behind him. Martin Morales and Sean Huffstutler going at it side by side down into turn number 3. Morales going to take that spot away, and it looks like the 98 of Isaac Shelley, he's had some trouble. Shelley with some issues, with some trouble, and caution flag comes out. It does bring out the first caution flag of the night. Isaac Shelley has some issues. Let's go see what happened with that 98. Now it looks like maybe a rear track bar. And, well, there's only one track bar, and that's in the rear, but looked like maybe a track bar may have been broken on that. Maybe an axle. Not quite sure, because you can see a lot of twitching out of that 98 Premier of Isaac Shelley. We'll take one more look at it here. There you can see just tank slapping away coming out of turn number 4, and then it just breaks loose and hard impact with that outside wall, and that will do it. That will put us under caution for the first time here tonight as we jump back up front with your race leader in that Exalta 24 machine. Dalton Tucker will bring the drivers to pit road. I would expect to see most of the field heading to pit road here, even though we're only about 9 green flag laps of racing into tonight's race. Lap number 11 on the board as pit road will be open this time by. But still, you're going to want those tires. You're going to want that gas. Anytime you can extend the fuel window to get you closer to that stage break, it's definitely the play to go with. We'll have to wait and see if that's what these crew chiefs and drivers believe. But there you go. For the most part, it looks like everybody is going to come down pit road. But my man inside that 12 machine, Jared Talmadge, pulling a fast Fred Flintstone. He's going to put the Fruity Pebbles machine at the front of this field. That's going to give us our second lead change of the night. Third different race leader, as now that 12 of Talmadge takes the top spot. Patrick Hernandez, Mark White, Shane White, all going to stay out on track. All 4 of those drivers are looking to take track position over fresh Goodyears. We'll have to wait to see if that strategy pans out and plays out for them. Still a very long way to go here in tonight's race, so we're going to go ahead and get to some of the point standings. We hadn't had a chance to mention the point standings coming into tonight's race. One again to just keep everybody informed on how things are shaking out this season in the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series Championship. There you can see that 49 of Ryan Michigan and Phoenix International Speedway coming up very shortly, very soon for these drivers before we head into that championship run, that championship chase. So once again, there is your point standings coming into tonight's race. And Ryan Bird looks to extend that points lead with trouble early for the 98 of Isaac Shelley. Looks like we did have a little bit of a technical hiccup there for just a brief moment. We do apologize about that, but nonetheless, we're back here trackside. Into turn number 3, field getting ready to go back. Green flag racing this time by Fruity Pebbles sponsored Chevy ZL1 Camaro of Jared Talmadge stays out on track. He'll have last week's race winner from Talladega lined up just to his outside for this latest restart. Pace car will duck off and we will get set to fire things off once again. Here we go to the restart box and wait for it on the gas. Green flag flies once again here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Everybody clean and clear up through the gears. Looks like those top four that stayed out not really suffering here. Shane White actually losing a position now. Make that two as Fonner gets by. Tucker gets by. Here comes Maurice Camillion looking for a position as well. We'll throw that timing scoring back up to the left-hand side of your screen. Once again, there you can see beautiful Fruity Pebbles, number 12, leading this field. Whoa, big run off of turn number 2. For Patrick Hernandez, but don't look now. Here comes Dalton Tucker. Fresh tires on their way to the front. Max Fonner in that Max Motorsports 51 Toyota Camry down on the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to follow Tucker through and into that fourth position. Not quite going to get by that Guinness number 55 of Mark Wright just yet. Wright to his outside on the high side, keeping him at bay. And liking what he sees in his rearview mirror, Talmadge has a little bit of a buffer zone, having Hernandez behind him. Dalton Tucker right there in third. Max Fonner in fourth. Fifth place belongs to Ryan Bird. Lots of action out there on the speedway. We'll take a look here as now the 55 of Mark Wright begins to falter and fall through the running order. Those older tires not to his liking here. Thomas Green making up a position after grabbing a quick pit stop and a little bit of trip through the grass earlier here tonight. Thomas Green with a good recovery already, knocking on the door of the top 5. Once again, Green sitting in 8th. And here it is once again, front of the field. Fresh tires on the bottom, side by side out of 4. It's going to be no match down there on the inside. Dalton Tucker going to be able to have enough grip to come off the bottom of the track and take that race lead back once again. Now Talmadge stuck on the high side as Fonner looks to follow through. 3 lead changes, 3 race leaders here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the American Red Cross 225. Dalton Tucker in that Exalta 24 Chevy ZL1 Camaro leads the field. The Fruity Pebbles, number 12 of Talmadge right across the nose of Fonner there. And, you know, sometimes I may sound a little dramatic with the right across his nose. It's just vantage points from certain camera angles. We lose a little bit of that depth. So you can imagine what it's like for some of these spotters out there tonight to be able to call your driver clear. And I tell you what, why don't we go up to one of those spotter cameras here tonight, perched high above the track with a handful of the spotters. You can get an eye, get a look of just how hard it is to keep track of where your drivers are and if they truly are clear in certain aspects and points. There you can see that too of Patrick Hernandez on the high side trying to keep himself in front of Shane White. White having a solid run here, even though he stayed out on those much older tires. Hernandez and White both staying out, and Aaron Kralik kind of stuck in traffic right now. Looks like traffic on the interstate at 4 o'clock. Heading down your local freeway, jam-packed, and Kralik trying to find a way around. We're about 10 laps, let's call it 13 laps away from the halfway point in this opening stage. Lap number 75, we will see the caution flag fly for a stage break, so keep that in mind, race fans. We could see a long green flag run, but drivers are going to be able to put in for some changes, be able to talk to their crew chiefs, try to fix these machines and get them dialed in and a little bit better to run towards the end of tonight's race under the lights, trying to move up on the track, and there you can see moving up just enough to stop the run of that 2 machine. Was Shane White able to keep Hernandez back behind him? Meanwhile, back at the front, Dalton Tucker stepping away. Almost a 1 second lead for that 24 machine of Tucker. And there you can see him just way out front. We'll now jump back closer to the racetrack, closer to the field to let you get a little closer to the action. What do you say? There you go, Tucker right on by. Funner, Talmadge, Bird, and Morales round out your top 5. The 10, Thomas Green, great recovery. Let's take a look at this man right here. And that filter time, number 10, Thomas Green. Early trouble, lap number 2. He was mowing the yard. He was down there in the front lawn doing some landscape. Whoa, Aaron Kralik almost into that outside wall. But he was doing some landscaping here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and a quick turnaround. Caution comes out, and he's right back in the game, right back in the mix. That 10 with a great recovery, down 4 positions from where he qualified, but back inside of the top 10. Great recovery, great turnaround. And how about Talmadge in that 12? Talmadge has a 3 wide right behind Jared Talmadge. Check that out through 1 and 2. 3 wide. With, I believe that's Ryan Bird going backwards. Martin Morales and Aaron Kralik able to just blast his doors off. A trouble there for Bird. But able to maintain what we were about to say. Able to maintain pace here. Surprisingly able to hang on to these leaders with these fresher tires is Talmadge. I mean, he's got 11 laps more on his tires. A handful of those laps are under caution, so I mean that may be going to save him just a little bit. But here you can see more and more drivers beginning to run him down, but still a solid stay here for Talmadge, rounding out your top 5 now, as the 91 of Martin Morales is going to go to the bottom of the racetrack and look to take that position away. We'll jump around the racetrack just a little bit. What do you say, race fans? Try to highlight a few other battles out there. There's Jesse Thornick in the 14 Ford Mustang, trying to work over Thomas Walter. Morris Bogan right there. 39 of James Watson. We got 3 Fords all lined up, battling with each other right there. Check that out. Thornick, Bogan, Watson, all going at it for position, trying to chase down Thomas Walter in that 57, who's just off in front. Walter with a handful of drivers surrounding him. Patrick Hernandez continues his backward slide after electing to stay out under our first caution period. Hernandez may be thinking twice about that call now. Talmadge, Morales going at it. There you can see Talmadge able to maintain that 4th position. Morales right there. Ryan Bird looking to make his way by as well. Thomas Green of the 10 also with those fresh tires. And I mean, you can't say enough about the man sitting inside of that 12 machine. Elected to stay out. Got a heck of a drive going here, man. Able to really keep the pace, really keep the speed, keep the tires underneath him in that 12 machine. Hats off to him and everything he's doing inside of that. Fruity Pebbles number 12 Chevy Z01 Camaro. Talmadge with a gamble. Now looks like track position is paying off. He'll stay to the high side and keep your points leader. Your Dash for Cash leader, that 49 right there of Ryan Bird, looks down to the bottom of the racetrack, looks to take that position away this time around. Will he be able to do it? Drag race to the line, not going to take that spot away just yet. But for all intents and purposes, the tattoos by Paulie Sea Shepherd Inc. Couture out of San Antonio, Texas, Max Motorsports machine. Ryan Bird will, well, if he can finish right here, he will walk away with the Dash for Cash winnings. Dash for Cash being brought to you by Blazing Fast TV this season with the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. So a big tip of the cap to those guys over there behind the scenes, pulling a lot of strings, doing what they do, bringing some great prizes along the way here this season for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. Ryan Bird looks to solidify his spot in the championship run and looks to walk away with a Dash for Cash win. We're going to stay right here with this three-car battle for just a little bit longer. It's your closest battle, closest to the front of the field. Dalton Tucker leading Max Fonner by over 1 second. Another second back from Fonner to Kralik, and Kralik has been able to step away as well. So your top three drivers well and underway, separating themselves from the rest of the field. There you can see them 1, 2, 3 on the track, a little bit off in the foreground. Still three-car battle right here for that fourth position. Jared Talmadge, Ryan Bird, Thomas Green all going at it. It looks like Patrick Hernandez, next driver, gonna go through the infield. A little bit of landscaping duties for Hernandez. No harm, no foul. We stay green flag racing here tonight in the American Red Cross 225. And will tonight's American Red Cross 225 produce our 9th different winner of the season? That's right, you heard it right, folks. We've only had one repeat winner all season long. And that is the man out of tonight's race, the only driver out of tonight's race. That's Isaac Shelley in the 98. He's the only driver to visit victory lane 2 times so far this season. Will we see Las Vegas Motor Speedway produce our second multiple race winner, or will we see another fresh face in victory lane? 3 out of your top 6 drivers on track are previous race winners, but Fonner, Kralik, and Talmadge running 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the racetrack. They are definitely looking to park it in victory lane for the first time here. And again, still a solid night here for Talmadge. After keeping himself out, he has not just rolled over and played nice for these drivers with the fresh tires. He is making them earn every bit of it right now. And now on the bottom of the racetrack, and there you go, Thomas Green able to make the pass off of turn number 2. He'll slide up in front of that Fruity Pebbles number 12 and take that 4th position away. Now Talmadge back to 5th. Let's check in on our newcomer here tonight inside that 66.5 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. There you can see Kerry Trebu in the 14th position, up 3 spots from where he qualified. So heading in the right direction is Trebu. He's going to make his way to the bottom of the racetrack and try to gain that position away from Shane White. White running in that 13th spot, still yet to hit pit road for the first time, doing a pretty fine job himself with those much older tires. But unfortunately not going to be able to keep Trebu at bay. And Maurice Camillion now makes his way up into the fight, makes his way into this little mix. Let's jump back up a little bit further through the field. There you can see the 91 of Martin Morales. Morales making his way around the track. Mocar Cast racing driver Martin Morales looking to take a spot away. It's not Monday, but it is race day here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you're just joining us here tonight, we do appreciate you stopping on in, checking things out here tonight for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. It's race number 10 in Sin City here tonight. The American Red Cross 225 Las Vegas Motor Speedway, lap number 40 about to go in the bag. Dalton Tucker leading this race by over 1.5 seconds. He's got himself almost a 2-second advantage over Max Fonner. Aaron Kralik back there in 3rd. Thomas Green, Ryan Bird, and Talmadge now begins to falter and fall through the field with those much older tires. We'll take a look at him battling on this track and I mean, if you wanted some TV time, that's how you get it done right there, making some big statements and some big moves here tonight. Gambling early on the caution. One and only caution flying at lap number 9 here tonight. And Talmadge elected to stay out, got the race lead, and he's held on to a top 5 since the restart. So a good solid run, good solid night here underway for Talmadge. Thomas Green has been able to run down Aaron Kralik. There you can see that 0-1 Tide machine struggling just a little bit now, a little bit off pace. Thomas Green was able to run him down and make the pass, take over that 3rd position. So now Green will set his sights. He's got to make up about 3 seconds, but he's going to set his sights off in the distance and try to run the drivers at the front down. But let's look at this battle beginning to unfold back behind your race leaders. There's Martin Morales leading Jesse Thornick. Mark right there as well. Shane Huffstutler and the 94 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. There you can see Huffstutler coming across the line. This season's Daytona winner, Huffstutler, yet to get back to victory lane, has had some solid runs. Don't get us wrong here. Huffstutler sitting inside your top 5 in the point standing, sitting 58 points back from your overall points leader coming into tonight's race. So a good season. He's just yet to reproduce that top tier run that we seen him hand out there at Daytona. Huffstutler going to cross the line and round out your top 10. There's Morales just off in front. Mark Wright holding on, hanging on for dear life. And that Guinness 55 machine off of turn number 2. Mark Wright, the second driver in this field, yet to come to pit road. He'd had the same gamble as Talmadge. He's lost a little bit more, but he's still running inside of the top 10, still running well here tonight, just over the halfway point here in this first stage. And as drivers begin to put a lot of laps on the tires, a lot of laps on the fuel cells, you got to ask yourself, when are they going to have to come to pit road? When are they going to need these changes? What's more important here tonight? Are we going to see any 2 tire stops, or are we going to see those 4 tire stops each and every time? I know if it's me personally, I want 4 fresh Goodyears. I don't care if it's 2 laps from the last time I pitted. I want 4 fresh tires, and I want them now. Not like now, but like right now. Battle's underway still here inside the top 5. Ryan Bird all over Jared Talmadge as Talmadge slowly closing in on Aaron Kralik. Kralik losing some of that long run speed here, as we're about, I would say we're about 35 laps or so into this green flag run. So are we going to see those green flag pit stops? Which one of these drivers is going to pull the trigger first? I mean, I would have to expect that it's going to be the driver inside of that 12 Fruity Pebbles machine, Jared Talmadge, or maybe possibly Mark Wright. How about Patrick Hernandez? He's still out there on the track back in the 16th position. Shane White, he's had some problems. He's had some issues after staying out. It has not worked out for him. He's plummeted through the running order all the way back now in the 19th position is that 69 machine. We'll go check in on White as he makes his way across the line through the tri-oval. He's got a long way to go to try to catch up here tonight, but still a very long way to go in tonight's race. Lap number 49 now goes on the board out of the 150 scheduled in tonight's American Red Cross 225. We'll head back up through the field, back up through the running order, catch a few of these battles. Once again, there's Jesse Thornick trying to close in on Ryan Bird. He's got a little bit of a gap over Mark Wright just back behind him. Morris Bogan also going at it with Mark Wright. There you can see Bogan on the top of the racetrack, taking that position away this time around. Bogan going to bring that Nike 36 Ford Mustang a little closer to the front. Great solid night here tonight for a handful of drivers, and I'm really surprised we didn't see more drivers stay out. We had 4 drivers stay out. Really surprised we didn't see. We didn't see there was. I'm trying to figure out the way I'm trying to say it. With the way the point standings are shaping up, with the way the playoff standings are shaping up, I'm surprised we didn't see a handful more drivers stay out there and try to get some stage bonus points. Some stage points going to go a long way if you make it in. And if you're one of these drivers that are going to have to point your way into this championship, coming up in just a few short 3 weeks, I believe it is 3 more races before we will begin the championship rundown. We'll have to check the calendar behind us, and I do believe that information to be correct. Let's go ahead and take one look at the calendar here, and we'll make sure we're right on that one. And indeed, yes, we've got ourselves 3 more race weeks before we head off into the championship run here for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track RACER Cup Series. So these drivers that are going to have to point their way in, you're going to have to start gambling soon. You can't do what the leaders are doing, or you're never going to get by those race leaders. So interesting to see some of the drivers not really throwing strategy out there just yet. As we cross the line, we're 20 laps away from the stage break. Dalton Tucker stepping out, stepping away. Sunday drive underway now for that Exalta 24 Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Tucker shows the way, and I tell you what, we haven't been to any of our onboard camera shots yet here tonight. What do you say we jump on board with your race leader? Then you can see one of our turn 3 gyro cams on board of that Chevy Exalta ZL1 Camaro. You can check out the pitch, and that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like for these drivers, is when they enter the corner. There you can see just how banked it is here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I know it doesn't seem like much on paper, but inside the car, inside of the cockpit, you get a little bit better of a feel of what it's like for these drivers to go around this track upwards of 180 miles an hour with ease into these corners. We'll jump back through the field once again, back to a handful of our battles. Let's see what's brewing out there on track. There we can see that chromed out 14 of Jesse Thornick trying to make his way up to Aaron Kralik. Kralik right there, right behind that battle for 4th and 5th. Jared Talmadge still holding on strong, man. I'm telling you what, driving his guts out right here. Talmadge keeping himself inside of the top 5 with much older tires. He's got 58 lap tires on that thing. 58 lap tires. And he's able to keep it up inside the top 4. Could you imagine what he might be able to do with 4 fresh Goodyear? I'm telling you, field, you better be put on notice. You better take a look. You better watch that 12 tonight. Going to go to some of your biggest movers of the race here tonight inside of that Alpine Stars Monster Energy 75 ZL1 Camaro down on the bottom of the racetrack, taking over the 10th position from Shane Huffstutler. That's Dylan Walterman. Up 11 positions now is Walterman, so a great run here tonight for Walterman as he continues to click off some fast laps. And we'll go on board camera shot right here looking over the left front of the hood of this Alpine Stars Monster Energy 75 of Dylan Walterman right there in that 10th position, trying to run down Mark Wright just out. In front of him, Morris Bogan not too far off. There you can see Bogan battling with Kralik just off in the distance. Will the man on the move make his way any further through the field? Walterman started all the way back. Shotgun Sally, tail end of the field, all the way in 21st. And now rounds up your top 10. Biggest mover of the night, this man right here. Front and center, getting the job done inside of his 14 machine, looking to the inside now on Ryan Bird. Not quite going to get the position on that 49 that he needs to make the pass just yet. Jesse Thornick, the man out of Wasilla, Alaska. Ooh, I didn't even know they allowed racing up there in Alaska, man. Jesse Thornick getting it done inside that fast Ford Mustang. Thornick up 12 positions from where he qualified. Started all the way back in that 18th position, now running in 6th. Thornick looking for a handful more. .41 of Ryan Lewis goes down a lap, and he'll lead that lucky dog position. We're about 10 to 12 laps. It looks to be about 12 laps away from the stage break. And if that's the case, I mean, crew chief's really going to be eyeballing this one. Yes, Shane White, he stayed out. The 69 stayed out, did not come to pit road under that first and only caution flag here tonight. But he's come to pit road back on lap number 58, and we've got more drivers to pit road, this time by Jared Talmadge. Going to pull the pit road, so oh no. Talmadge going to run almost out of fuel as he hits pit road. But I believe that's going to put him behind the 8 ball. I believe he may fall one lap down here at the end of this opening stage. And with Thomas Green and the rest of the field coming to pit road back on lap number 11, I think that may have been enough. That may have been enough to get them to the end of this first stage. I don't think we're going to see Tucker or Green hit pit road. And how about the run there by Dalton Tucker? I mean, by Thomas Green to run down Dalton Tucker. Tucker had a huge lead, and it has went to nothing. Oh, close battling right there, man, with fresh tires, man, with all the fuel he needs. Juan Morales listed one lap down right here, trying to make his way back up and around your front runners. Get himself back to just being one lap down after making a green flag pit stop. Morales was running inside of your top 10. And here he is listed 2 laps down. Jared Talmadge 1 lap down for the time being as race leaders continue to pound the pavement, stay out there on the track. And there you see Morales able to get by Thomas Green. Dalton Tucker still in front of him. We'll take a look off of the tail end of Tucker, looking back at this close little hornet's nest going on behind him. Let's take a look off of the tail end. There you can see Thomas Green now behind Tucker as Tucker wisely moves over just a little bit, gives the position, gives the run to Morales, and he makes his way by. There you can see Ryan Lewis being put down a 3rd lap here tonight. Lewis struggling a little bit in that 41 Toyota Camry. Tough break, tough luck for him here tonight, as there you can see, you can hear him getting out of the gas a little bit before we were even at the start-finish line. So I don't know, Tucker may be saving gas. Man, oh man, coming down to the end of this opening stage break. Are we going to see this thing unfold as a fuel mileage thing? I know that was a lot of this thing, that thing. Is this thing going to go and become that thing? Never mind, I'll just stop. I'll just leave it alone. Early caution. Set ourselves up for some strategy. in two different ways. I mean, drivers coming to pit road, extending the fuel run enough to get to the end of this first stage. We don't know if they're going to be able to make it, but a handful of drivers elected to stay out. 4 of them to be exact. All 4 of them have since come to pit road. Patrick Hernandez, Jared Talmadge, Mark Wright, Shane White, all elected to stay out and play the strategy game. All find themselves off of the lead lap. Shane White in the 69 Chevy ZL1 Camaro, unfortunately falling an extra 2 laps down, so he's going to be 3 laps down in total by the time we hit the end of this first opening stage. And I mean, it's a mix of bags still. You got drivers out here on the lead lap saving fuel. I mean, they are outright saving fuel right now. You can look at the lap times, you can see it. Some drivers may think they have enough, and some drivers just absolutely on that fuel-saving mode. Thomas Green, he ain't pulling no punches. This man just hammered down, pulling away from everybody. I guess his thought process, maybe the crew chief telling him, you know, if we get a big enough lead, it doesn't matter if we run out of gas, they won't catch us. And with lap number 72 halfway underway, race leader Thomas Green comes off of turn number 4. Stays out on the track. Lap number 73 will now go on the board. We'll be 3 laps away from this opening stage break. And Ryan Bird, he's going to pull the pit road this time by. So again, we've got a mix of bags of drivers that came down to pit road under our first caution. Coming down to pit road once again, we've got drivers saving fuel that came down pit road. But race leader Thomas Green, there it is. Green, big fuel saving mode now, way out of the gas early on the backstretch. Before he ever even got to the corner, he was way out of the gas. No real battles to speak of right here. Max Fonner dealing with a driver right now. We'll take a look right here of Fonner and Tucker going at it. And did these drivers do it? Did they save enough? And it won't just be them. It'll be like your top 9 drivers saving enough fuel to keep it out and finish out the stage after pitting at lap number 11. So crew chiefs will be on notice about the distance. We're going to be able to go about 60 laps or more on tires, so these drivers very well may be able to make it on just a splash at the end of this stage here, coming up in just a brief moment. I mean, it's very possible that you come down pit road at the end of this stage, and then you just come down for maybe a splash of gas a little bit later on here tonight and walking away with the opening stage win. That's going to be that 10 of Thomas Green. He's going to walk away with a handful of bonus points here tonight. Great job, great run here for Green as he snatches that stage win. And there you can see it. Caution flag flies for the second time here tonight. The Sim Box Store caution flag flies for the second time here tonight in an American Red Cross 225 right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. Job well done out there tonight. Just one caution flag on the evening early here tonight set us up for a long green flag run to our stage break. That's right, it's time for the Sim Box Store stage break. Drivers will be using their button boxes to make their strategy a reality in a matter of moments, getting the edge over their fellow competitors in competition. Get yours today at simboxstore.com. Once again, that's simboxstore.com. Simbox Store. You really push our buttons. Speaking of pushing some buttons, Coming to pit road this time around, race leader will bring all the lead lap cars around. Handful of drivers caught one lap down after making a green flag pit stop. Well, they'll have to come around to get themselves a wave around, and shouldn't be too hard with all your race leaders, all your lead lap cars coming down to pit road this time around. So with that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, but don't go anywhere, race fans. Will be right back here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And back trackside with the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge stage number 1 already in the bag. For these drivers, they're going to mix it up for another 75 laps here tonight in the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series American Red Cross 225, grabbing the top spot. Getting ready to bring the field back to the green flag. We'll have ourselves, I believe, one more lap to go. I believe we've seen those pace car lights stay on, so I think we're going to have ourselves one more circuit around this track before we get to going green flag racing. Race control, making sure everybody's in the proper positions. Points at a premium. Coming down to the final few races in the regular season for these NAISCC Track Racer Cup Series drivers. Track Racer sponsoring the season here. Title sponsor, Track Racer has the cutting edge design and engineering to give you that competitive edge, offering race rigs, flight simulators, monitor stands, accessories, and now even offering wheels straight from SimCube. That's right, Track Racer has everything you need to begin or complete your rig today. Head on over to the NAISCC Facebook. Shoot them a message and you can get your very own link for a discount code. That's right, who doesn't like a discount when it comes to upgrading your rig? Check out trackracer.com. High above the track and the turn 3 drone cam here as we get set and ready to roll into turn number 3. Pace car will duck off this time by a little bit of a Magic Man moment there for Thomas Green on the outside line. That filter time, number 10, having a little bit of electrical issues. We'll get it all sorted out. Pace car will duck off and we will get set to turn it up as we go back. Green flag racing here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Good restart for the entire field as they make their way through 1 and 2 down the back stretch on lap number 1 after the restart. Lap 82 goes on the board. We are well past the halfway point here tonight. Leading this field is that example 24 of Dalton Tucker. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle on the bottom of the racetrack there. I believe that was I believe that may have been. Who is that? That's the 49. That's Ryan Bird. Listen, 1 lap down still here. Ryan Bird with some trouble. We'll stay clued in to a handful of different things going on here. It looks like one driver with trouble. That was Jesse Thornick. Thornick with some trouble. The 14 well off pace. Oh my gosh, did you see the hard impact right there? I believe that was Shane White. Yes, it was. Oh my gosh. Destroyed the car out of turn number 4. Let's go check the replay. The Track Racer replay right here. There you can see that 69 down on the bottom. And oh, hits the apron. That upsets the car. Tries to correct it. And hard impact with that outside safer barrier. They call it the safer barrier, but it is not safe to hit. Still very hard impact. Let's go to our onboard camera shot here. We do got an onboard camera with that 69. There you can see him down to the bottom of the racetrack trying to make a move in. Oh, that is a tough hit right there. That may all but do it for the driver inside of that 69 machine. Dalton Tucker will keep the top spot, but it appears that Shane White may be the next driver out of tonight's race. Hard, heavy impact for White out of turn number 4. And that'll put us under caution for the 3rd time here tonight. Handful of drivers electing to come to pit road. And, I mean, drivers came to pit road 11 laps into tonight's race. They were able to stretch the field to the end. We're sitting right at about a 10-lap mark from when they came down to pit road for this stage break. So will we see a handful of these drivers who just pitted here on lap 84? Will they be the drivers to try to stretch it to the end? We're going to have a green flag run for it to play out properly for them. But it looks like Huffstutler, Fauner, Talmadge, Morales, Walter, Kralik, all electing to come to pit road on lap number 84. Hoping we see a long green flag run to the end of tonight's race. Under caution for the 3rd time here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the American Red Cross 225. What a night of racing it's been. A lot of great racing action all over this track. And a lot of these drivers getting a big feel for everything out there on track provided to them by yet another one of our sponsors here in the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. That's Butt Kicker, bringing you all of the sights and sounds from inside the car. Butt Kicker haptic transducers, bringing tactical feedback to your sim racing experience, delivering the missing car to driver connection that you oh so need to help you drive a little bit faster, get a little bit of an edge over your competition. Feel every gear shift, rumble strip, and tire slip with precision accuracy. Check out the league Facebook link to get yours today over there at Bud Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. On the downhill side of the lap count here tonight in the American Red Cross 225 for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. Where's your Pump and Dump Clothing Company qualifying winner? Your pole sitter here tonight. Where is Max Fonner, the 51? All the way back outside of the top 5. Pole sitter having a little bit of a struggle with that long run pace. We'll check him out as he comes down pit road. There you can see Fonner bringing that Max Motorsports 51 back down to pit road. And I think he's going to try it. And we've got a handful of drivers coming to pit road with him. Thomas Walter and Jesse Thornick back down to pit road. I believe Fonner, he may be rolling the dice here. Fonner may be rolling the dice, giving up that track position. As we said, though, it's going to take a long green flag run for it to work out. These drivers are going to have to go green flag from here on out if Fonner's going to want to utilize the strategy that we seen Thomas Green undertake in our first half of tonight's race to walk away with the stage win. Coming to pit road 11 laps into tonight's race after our first caution of the night, and then extending that fuel run all the way to the stage break. Will we see that long green flag run here after an early caution here in the second half of tonight's race? I think they've got enough fuel. I think Huff, Stutler, Talmadge, Morales, Wright, they've all got enough fuel. Walter has got enough fuel. But they're going to have to save. Bonner's not going to have to save nearly as much. I know one thing, we fixing to find out as the iRacing pace car going to make that left-hand turn, and we're going to get ready to hear these engines come back to life. Fire off through the gears and on the loud pedal, away we go. Green flag flies once again. Pitter-patter, let's get at her, boys. Back down into turn number 1 we go. Top 3 drivers all stepping away from the field. Great restart there for Dalton Tucker, Thomas Green, and Dylan Walterman. How about Walterman, man? Can't say enough about this. Alpine Stars Monster Energy, number 75. He's up 18 positions. That's right, you heard it right. Up 18 positions from where he qualified all the way. Tail end of the field, started in 21st position, and almost into that outside wall. And here he is, rounding out your podium positions. Walterman with a great run. We've got, 3 wide with Talmadge in the middle. There's Ryan Bird on the bottom of the racetrack. Bird listed multiple laps down here. And whoa, cutting the grass. There goes Walterman. There goes Walterman through the infield. Oh my gosh, can he save it? Can he keep it going? Yes, he's going to be able to keep it away from the walls and keep it headed in the right direction. That is not what Walterman wanted to see. He fell from all the way up in the front from third. He drops 11 positions, now rejoins the race back in 14th. Close little 3-car battle here. Maurice Gomillion, Morris Bogan, and Jared Talmadge all going at it. That's going to be 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack. We've got a 3, 4, 5-car battle right back behind them. Morales, Huff, Stutler, Bush, and Wright continuing the battles here tonight. Dalton Tucker with company. Thomas Green not letting him get away. We'll transition up front there. You can see that battle going by for just a brief moment. Let's go up here with your race leaders. The battle for the race lead. There you can see Thomas Green inside of his filtered time. Number 10, he's had a trip through the grass. He's had some electrical issues almost into the outside wall off of turn number 2. Green hunting that front. Once again, he's your stage winner, looking for the point one more time here tonight. Dalton Tucker hanging tough, though, keeping him behind him, keeping him at bay. Lap number 93 now goes on the board. Thomas Walter able to take a position away from Aaron Kralik. That's going to be for the 12th position on trap. Dave Bush also able to make a pass on Martin Morales. That's going to be for the 7th position. Morales going to drop 2 spots in the last 2 laps. Begin to fight back on Dave Bush. Look to take that 7th position back away from the 53 of Dave Bush. Bush having a great turnaround of a race for himself. Remember, we watched this driver way back in the field early here tonight, and we mentioned, it may be a strategy game. He may be just kind of playing it safe, buying some time, getting to that halfway point, and then we may see Bush make his charge. We may see Bush make that run to the front of the field, and that's exactly what is taking place here now. The 53 looking to get the victory lane for the 2nd time this season. Bush runs in 8th. And as we run down these final few laps in tonight's American Red Cross 225 for the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track RACER Cup Series, the Blazing Fast TV Dash for Cash up for grabs tonight. Ryan Bird came into tonight's race sitting 14 points ahead of Isaac Shelley, with Shelley out of tonight's race. Already very early trouble for that 98. He had a track bar break loose, and that brought him into the outside wall. Hard impact for him, and that put him in to the night for the 98 of Shelley. That gave a little bit of breathing room for Ryan Bird in that Dash for Cash standings. He's got to worry about James Watson, Huffstutler, Gilmillion, and Bush. And really, Huffstutler, Gilmillion, Bush, those are drivers, they're going to have to win tonight's race. They're going to have to win the race here tonight to have a remote chance and shot at walking away with that Dash for Cash championship. So for all intents and purposes right now, Ryan Bird even listed 2 laps down. It looks like he very well make his way away from the track with that Dash for Cash prize in hand. Back across the track, we'll continue to watch a handful of these battles unfold. Sean Huffstutler right here in the mix. He's got Max Fonner making his way through. Here comes the 55 of Mark Wright. Both of those drivers came down the pit road under our latest caution, so they do have fresher tires. And the Fruity Pebbles, number 12, he's got them fresh tires too, and he's back inside those podium positions. I'm telling you, you better watch out, because he's bringing the whole crew with him. He's got Fred, Barney, Pebbles, all of them. They all loaded up. They all ready to get to victory lane. Will Talmadge grab the first victory of the season for himself and the 12 crew? We've got a long way to find out. Still upwards of 50 laps remaining as we cross that 100 lap threshold. This time around, we've got just 50 to go. Two-thirds of tonight's race already now in the bag. Dalton Tucker leading by just over a half a second on Thomas Green. There you can see, we'll go back and take a look at Thomas Green as he tries to run down your race leader as they go by the 41 of Ryan Lewis. Lewis falling even further behind the 8-ball, now listed 4 laps down. Newcomer Kerry Trebu also having some trouble here tonight. Kerry listed 4 laps down with Ryan Lewis running in that 19th position. Trebu qualified 17th, has dropped 2 spots but more importantly, he's dropped multiple laps down here tonight. It's going to be a tough task for him to make his way up through that running order, so the debut not quite going Trebu's way. And man, look at this gaggle of cars right here. Everybody mixing it up. Vermillion, Kralik, Wright, Huffstutler, Bush, Thornick, Walter. They're all right here. Throw them under a blanket, man. From 7th all the way to 13th. We've got about 6-7 drivers right here. There you can see them all nose to tail, all trying to make up a position. You've got some back markers mixed up with them. The 49 of Ryan Bird off of the lead lap, 2 laps down here, but Bird up in the mix trying to gain some track position if he can. Everybody looking for a spot. Right here in this big stack up, this big gaggle of machines making their way through 1 and 2. Back down the back stretch once again we go. Dave Bush going to the outside, looking for a position on that 94 of Huffstutler. Will he be able to grab that spot away? Kralik able to step away from Vermillion for the third time. Almost into the outside wall there. Vermillion and Wright going at it, man. Vermillion sliding up the track, trying to block off that outside run from Mark Wright. And there you can see, there it is. 49 of Ryan Bird. Well, actually, yes, that was Ryan Bird trying to make his way around on the outside of the lap machine, trying to make his way up and around your front runners. Vermillion having to yield that position to get that spot away. Mark Wright and that Guinness 55 machine tucked in line. He's got a handful of drivers right behind him. Huffstutler, Thornick, Bush, and Walter all in tow. Meanwhile, front of the field, pretty calm, cool, collective. Dalton Tucker has a 1.2 second advantage over Thomas Green, who has a 5-second gap. Back to third place runner Jared Talmadge. Another half a second back to Morris Bogan. 0.3 of a second back from Bogan. You'll find that Max Motorsports driver inside of the 51 machine. The Toyota Camry of Max Funner rounds out your top 5. Side-by-side racing action here as Vermillion going at it with Mark Wright. That is Kerry Trebu right there, and that 66 machine listed as the 5 on our timing and scoring, but the 66 of Trebu up in the mix after falling 4 laps down here. Still trying to have a solid night and a solid run, but Trebu finds himself kind of in no man's land when it comes to the running order. He's got a little bit of a ways to go to catch up to that 41 of Rye Lewis to grab that position away, and he's going to need to have some drivers have a handful of troubles to gain any more positions after that one, but still yet a long way to go here tonight. Anything can happen in Sin City, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And we'll have to see if the big one goes down here tonight. A rip. We'll keep this thing pretty much clean and green all night long. We've had ourselves 4 caution flags in total, 1 stage break in the race here tonight. So a long green flag run, quick successive cautions there at the beginning of tonight's race and at the beginning of stage number 2. But since we have been clean and green, I apologize. No, 3 cautions. Producers hitting us in the back of the head saying, no, son, count it right. Count it right. Okay, I'm sorry. 1 stage ending caution, 2 cautions for on-track incidents, so the total being 3 here tonight that we have seen. That Sim Box Store caution flag fly from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the American Red Cross 225. Close racing action, and once again, Vermillion, Thornick going at it, 9th and 10th on the speedway. They're going to switch and swap that position back and forth. And a little bit of a moving roadblock right now is this battle that's raging on between Thornick and Chameleon. They've got Thomas Walters, Shane Huffstutler, and Dave Bush all in tow. That 53, he's had a great turnaround here tonight. Started towards the tail end of this field. Made his way up inside the top 10, has faltered a little bit, now running in that 12th position, battling with Huffstutler to his outside, and Bush looking for a position down there on the bottom of the racetrack, back into turn number 3. Will he grab that spot? Not just yet. And how about Ryan Bird refusing to go away? And I mean, you can't fault him for going out there and doing what he's got to do. The 49 with a great run here tonight. Although he's listed 4 laps down, Ryan Bird is just out there doing his thing. Shane Huffstutler looking for a position on Maurice Chameleon. That's going to be 11th and 12th on the track, battling for a position right now. But let's move a little bit further to the front. What do you say, race fans? Let's go up here with the battle between Talmadge, Bogan, and Fonner. 3-car battle underway for the final spot in the podium positions. Off of the corner exit, we've seen Talmadge able to keep some fast drivers with fresh tires behind him, but now he's the driver with the fresh tires. About 7-lap fresher tires than that Nike-sponsored 36 Ford Mustang of Morris Bogan right there running in that 4th position. The Max Motorsports driver in the 51 machine. Fonner making his way back towards the front of the field. Fonner rounding out your top 5. And I mean, who's gonna... Yeah, right now, it looks like we're trying to keep an eye on this. We're trying to look at it all. Dalton Tucker, even though he's leading tonight's race, 69 points back in that Dash for Cash standings coming into tonight's race. So I don't think the race win's going to do him any justice. No, it'll get him closer, but I don't think he's going to be able to overcome 69 points with that race win even here tonight, even with grabbing a ton of laps led here. I just don't think it's going to be enough points for him to overcome the big deficit. And, I mean, Isaac Shelley out of tonight's race. He was 14 points back in the Dash for Cash standings. Shane Huffstutler, 29 points back. Knotted up, tied up with Chameleon and Bush, and they're all pretty much running right there with each other. I mean, 11th, 12th, 13th on the track. Huffstutler, Bush, and Chameleon, they were 29 points back from Ryan Bird in that Blazing Fast TV Dash for Cash. And tonight being the final of the 4 Dash for Cash races, Ryan Bird is somehow looking like he's going to walk away with the Dash for Cash championship in his back pocket, even being 2 laps down here tonight, listed in the 16th position. Looks like him building a big enough lead over the course of the first 3 Dash for Cash races. Ryan Bird's going to walk away a little bit richer. And we've got green flag pit stops underway. The 01 Tide machine of Aaron Kralik going to head to pit road this time around. Bring his machine to the attention of the crew for final service and tires. Tucker, Green, they stay out on track. They have themselves a 7-second advantage over this 3-car battle on screen. Talmadge, Bogan, Fonner continuing to go at it for 3rd. Side-by-side battle still underway, and now it looks like Bogan gonna have the advantage and take the spot away from that 12 of Talmadge, and now looking to the inside goes Fauner. Fauner down to that white line, hugging the inside lane, and he's gonna grab that position away from the 12 as well. But remember, race fans, Fauner came to pit road on lap 86, topped off with fuel right before we received the 1 to go. Oh, and Talmadge, he's not going to have enough fuel. He's going to go ahead and pit. Talmadge looking for the short pit, looking to gain a little bit of advantage by coming and getting those 4 fresh tires a little sooner than his fellow competitors. Will it be enough to make up over a 7+ second deficit? We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. It's going to have to stay green flag if he's going to want it to do anything at all, as Talmadge will fall 1 lap down now as the race leader Dalton Tucker heads on by. There's Thomas Green lurking in the background. Morris Bogan back in third. Max Fauner in fourth. And now Martin Morales rounds out your top 5. Close battle back here inside of the top 10, still underway. There you can see Dave Bush battling with, I believe that is a Jesse Thornick right there. Yes, it is Thornick in that 14 machine. A little bit of damage on the driver's side door of that chromed down 14. 66.5 of Harry Trebu just to the outside. Trebu listed 4 laps down. Was able to make up the position over Ryan Lewis, so a job well done. Hats off to Trebu for keeping it out there and keeping it wound up and just head down, elbows up, as many laps as possible, even if it's not all the laps. Anytime you're a fresh face, anytime you're a rookie, newcomer into any series or league, whether it be right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, or in real life at your local short tracks, dirt tracks, whatever it may be, when you show up, you want to complete all the laps, or at least complete all the laps you can without any damage. Listed 4 laps down here tonight. We haven't seen that 66.5 of Trebu in any trouble, just a little bit off pace here. Maybe a little bit of contact with the outside walls. We see some damage on that right front of Trebu, but still a solid night here tonight. Great debut, 4 laps down, but still out there running, still giving it as all. And Trebu with a solid start to what should be a long career here with the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. Dalton Tucker, he gives up that top spot. Dalton Tucker to pit road. Thomas Green will inherit the race lead. That's going to give us our 5th different lead change here tonight. Only 3 drivers have led tonight's race. Now Bogan comes to pit road. I believe Dave Bush pulls off for pit road as well. So we've got green flag pit stops mixing up this field with just 25 to go. There's your race leader slowing down almost. A little bit of an issue coming from the track onto the apron there. Thomas Green a little bit out of shape for a moment. And Max Fauner going to go back to the point, reclaim the race lead. And here it is. This is what we were waiting for. This was the question that I had, race fans. You're looking at that Max Motorsports driver right there. He just put Dalton Tucker, your previous race leader, 1 lap down. Yes, Tucker has much fresher tires, without a shadow of a doubt. He's got himself about 40 lap fresher tires to be exact. But we've seen drivers stretch it right at about 60, 62 laps on fuel. Fauner came to pit road on lap 86. Will he have enough fuel to save enough to get to the checkered flag? Will we see a fuel strategy win tonight's race? looking through the field, trying to find where all of these previous pit stop drivers are running right now. Dalton Tucker, Thomas Green, listed in 9th and 10th. Still on the lead lap after going by race leader Max Fonner. Jared Talmadge still listed 1 lap down, and Dave Bush has an issue, and he comes right to pit road in at 53. I don't know, race fans. I just don't know. I don't know if he's going to have enough fuel. I don't know if he's going to come to pit road. But Fonner, I mean, why not roll the dice? If you're any of these drivers inside of the top 5, why not roll the dice? Take a look to the left-hand side of your screen. Not a single one of these drivers inside of your top 5 have been to victory lane yet so far this season. You want to talk about locking yourself into the championship and doing it at the right moment, maybe peaking at the right time? We've seen the Fast 51, Max Motorsports driver Fonner, having solid, consistent runs towards the front of the field. Came into tonight's race 4th in the overall point standings. So he's more than well capable of pointing his way in, but he wants to go ahead and lock it up, make it a 4-sure thing, and walk away with the checkered flag. Will tonight be the night that we see Max Fonner park that Toyota Camry in victory lane? We'll have to wait to see. We'll have to wait to find out. If you haven't already, race fans, I mean, show these drivers some love. Show them some appreciation. Let them know you like what they give you each and every Saturday night right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Week in, week out, you can find some great Saturday night fast action on track with the North American iRacing Track RACER Cup Series. If you haven't already, as we've already said, show these drivers some love. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers, and definitely drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there in the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back in the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, maybe even one of the many sponsors across the many different leagues and series. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time. So once again, while you're here, you know you wanna drop these drivers that thumbs up. Got some great links over there in the description for you as well. You can find all the information about all the many different sponsors here with the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track RACER Cup Series. You can find all the information needed right there to head on over to the trackracer.com website. How about the Simbox store? If you're looking for a Simbox, looking for an edge on your competition while coming to pit road to make those changes a little bit easier, a little bit more breezy, head on over to simboxstore.com. You can find the link over there in the description. Also, your white flag, one to go sponsor, the KL Customs group coming on board, sponsoring the white flag this season. So big tip of the cap to KL Customs, your one-stop shop for all Kyle Larson diecasts and customs. Check out KL Customs. North Star Designs, also always one of the great sponsors backing the series here. You can find links to their stuff over there in the description as well. Graphic designs, logos, websites, and more. You can find samples and more at North Star Designs on Instagram or TW Norse on Twitter and Twitch. That's right, whenever you need to stand out, remember, look to the star. North Star Designs. And once again, race fans, thank you for joining us here tonight. You'll notice something a little different over there in the description, as we've got Jared Talmadge making his way by race leader Max Fonner, who has a 4-second advantage over Mark Wright right now. So a great lead here for Fonner. And with less than 15 laps to go, we're going to bring it to the attention of everybody out there watching. If you notice right there in the description, a little something different here this week. Unfortunately, it was about a week ago. My uncle lost his battle with leukemia, fighting for a very long time. Unfortunately, the disease just overcame him at the end, gaining his wings, and now knocking on the gates up there in heaven, joining the grandparents and my dad up there, looking down on all of us, looking down on some great racing action. But nonetheless, there's a GoFundMe link over there if you would. You can go ahead and read the description. Head on over to GoFundMe if you want to help out my aunt at all with some of the funeral costs and things of that nature. You know, sometimes, into the outside wall goes Patrick Hernandez. Sometimes real life things catch us unaware, and unfortunately, my uncle's life insurance policy canceled from going from full-time into part-time, unbeknownst to him, and now in a little bit of a tight spot is the family. So if you want, you can head on over to that description, click the link, and any and everything would definitely help. If you're out there watching tonight, Ed Deb, or any of the cousins up there in Michigan, thoughts and prayers are still right there with you. Gone but never forgotten. Uncle Mark will always be with each and every one of us. A man of not very many words, but a man of a very big stature. Mark, we're going to miss you, man. I'm definitely going to miss you. Definitely going to miss those talks about fishing and the things that you've accomplished along the way with GM and back with the Army vets in Vietnam. So another great man lost way too soon to a disease that we really need to try to stomp out as quickly as we can. Cancer just taking away too many lives too many times. And well, it's kind of tough to transition out of that, but we're going to go ahead and see what we can do here. With less than 10 laps to go, Max Fonner absolutely lights out right now. Last time around, he's given up some speed. He's given up some lap time, so he's definitely in fuel-saving mode, and he's not coming to pit road. I don't believe your top 6 are looking ahead to pit road. Fonner, Wright, Morales, Walter, Thornton, Huffstuller have not come to pit road. Maurice Gamillion, you can throw that 44, running in 7th position into that same mix of drivers. Last time Gamillion was on pit road was lap 77. It's going to be hard-pressed for him to really make it that far. Whoa, big moment there. Oh, into the outside wall and big wreck. 36 involved, 75 of Walterman involved. Oh, no. Walterman around on the front stretch, and oh my, this has changed the game. Let's go check the Track Racer replay one more time here, and oh, there it is. Big hard lick for Walterman. We'll try to take one more look at it. Then you can see him coming through turn number 4. Car just gets a little loose, tries to chase it up the track into the outside wall, and nowhere to go. Oh, for that 36 of Morris Bogan right into the side of Walterman, and that's going to bring the caution flag back out, and we're going to bring this thing to a crawl, and here comes Fonner. He's looking to get to pit road, but he's got to be careful. He can't cross pit lane until that pace car goes by. He's going to be clear of a penalty right there, but this is going to be a big mix now because he's going to bring Tucker and Green back down pit road, both of those drivers. Fastest on track. They led a handful of laps, and they're gonna look to get some fresh tires and give themselves a fighting chance. But what's this? Mark Wright rolling the dice here, man. This is I don't know, that's a pretty bold, we'll call it a bold move. What do you say, race fans? A bold move here by Mark Wright, electing to stay out. Could it be just a lead a lap here? We're going to have to keep our eye on him here. But, I mean, it's... I don't understand that strategy right there. I mean, you could have came down to pit road. If you were that 55, you could have came down to pit road, came out with fresh tires, and been right there running, I don't know, maybe maybe 4th, 5th, it looks like, possibly. Max Fonner going to rejoin the race. A little bit of a slow pit stop there for Fonner. He's going to rejoin the race back in 7th. Right in Talmadge, staying out on the track. Jared Talmadge in a little bit better shape. He was last to pit road on lap 120, so he's going to give up 24 laps to the drivers behind him. But we've seen that 12 Fruity Pebbles machine with some older tires keep a lot of fast guys behind him and at bay for a very long time. And we're only going to have ourselves about, I would say, 3 laps. It looks like we're going to have ourselves a 3-lap shootout to the end of tonight's American Red Cross 225 right here in the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. Man, we almost seen that thing run green flag after a quick caution at the beginning of the second stage. We almost watched this thing run with a long green flag run all the way through once again, and here it is, end of the night. We've got ourselves a short track shootout under the lights on Saturday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Man, what more could you really ask for? I mean, coming down to the end of the race, we've got 3 different strategies in play and underway. I mean, I know which one I would rather be on, but I mean, with race wins on the line, with the playoffs just around the corner, drivers just rolling the dice. I mean, doing what they got to do to try to secure themselves that position to run for a championship here this season with the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. I mean, you got to get that race win. A handful of these drivers don't have to worry about it. They're going to be able to point themselves in with a fair amount of ease. I just don't know. I mean, if I'm inside of that 12 Fruity Pebbles machine, if I'm Talmadge, I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I've been on some older tires at the front of the field, and I was able to maintain. I was able to hold pace. I'm okay with the decision. If I'm Mark Wright, I haven't really stayed out very long. Yes, he was one of the drivers that stayed out earlier in stage 1, but if you remember, race fans, he fell through the field. He fell through that running order. I don't know that I'm that comfortable if I'm inside of that 55. I think I would have wanted at least some right side tires, and that indeed looks like what our second row took. Thomas Green and Dalton Tucker coming to pit road under this latest caution, grabbing just right side tires. They were the fastest before the green flag pit stops here coming to the end of tonight's race. And here we go once again, ready to fire things off to the restart box, and green flag flies as on the loud pedal and up through the gears goes the 55 of Wright. He'll get a good jump over Talmadge. Talmadge Green already looking to fill that inside lane and take that second position away. Falling back to third now is Talmadge. Tucker on the bottom looking for more as well. Big wiggle off of the corner for Thomas Green. Jared Talmadge hanging tough 3 wide into turn 3 for second position. Oh, big slide for that 10, and oh, he's going to go around. Trouble for race leaders, more drivers with trouble. Oh my gosh, caution flag flies. Caution on the speedway, and we're going to have ourselves a green-white checkered finish coming to the end of tonight's race. A lot to go over, a lot to digest here, coming to just 2 laps to go. A lot of drivers caught up in this one. Let's see what happened here with Trebu. There you can see already, oh, the 14 with trouble, the 57 with issues. There's Trebu into the outside wall. And that's going to be what actually brought that caution flag out. But if you remember, look back here at Thomas Green. He had trouble as well. And it looks like going behind the walls there. Let's go back to the replay, see if we've got another. There he is, sliding, trying to keep it out of pit road. I mean, he did a fabulous job keeping it out of pit road, so he's not going to get one of those pit road penalties for that one. But just, man, a huge slide. I mean, Max Fauner, even the 51. Look at Fauner with a wild ride. Ooh, right in front of Aaron Kralik. And somehow, I don't know how Morris Bogan in that 36 is still under power after that hard contact we seen him sustain with the 69 of Shane White. That brought out our caution out on about, it was lap 85, I believe it was. Not quite sure how he's able to keep that thing under power, but nonetheless, he's still got it under power. Thomas Green and Jesse Thornick to pit road. And we'll head back up front with race leader Mark Wright. In that Guinness 55, we're going to have ourselves a green-white checkered finish here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the American Red Cross 225. So as we find ourselves under caution for just a brief moment, we're going to head away from trackside, pay a bill or two real fast. We'll be right back with all your green flag action right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And just like that, from burnouts on the commercial, we're going to get ready to see a smoke show here as we kick things off for our first green-white checkered attempt. Mark Wright leads the field to the restart zone, and green flag flies once again here in the American Red Cross 225. right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Up through the gears and on the gas we go back through turn 1 and 2. Off of the back stretch right. Able to keep the field at bay. Everybody gonna shake out off of turn number 2. Here comes Dalton Tucker. Tucker looking to the inside of that. Fruity Pebbles, number 12 of Talmadge. Talmadge keeping it at the high side, and we've got wiggling going on. Drivers going around on the back. White flag flies. White flag flies. We've got drivers around. Fonner going around, coming across start-finish line. Oh my gosh, Mark Wright having issue. Jared Talmadge with the race lead. Oh my gosh, a lot to digest on this final lap, and here goes Dalton Tucker looking for the race lead. They're going to bounce off of each other into turn number 3 we go. White flag out, final lap here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Talmadge, Tucker going at it at the line. It's going to go to Tucker. Dalton Tucker snatching his second race win of the season. What a oh my gosh. And did you see Talmadge wreck it at the end right there? Oh my gosh, that is a hard hit. Wow, and what happened to Mark Wright, man? That was a crazy finish there for Wright as well. Thomas Green able to salvage his night and walk away right where he qualified in that 3rd position. Dalton Tucker gonna take that top spot though. He's going to walk away with the checkered flag in hand, and he's going to move to the front stretch and give the fans in the stands what they came for. That's going to be a smoke show here on the front stretch. Great job here tonight by that Exalted 24 of Dalton Tucker. He was fast all race long, and here he is burning it down on the front stretch for the fans in the stands. Sold out, packed out house here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What a crazy finish in our first and only green-white checkered attempt here tonight. Man, a lot to digest on that final lap, but whoop, race in the bag, race in the books. Tucker walks away with the race win. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Head back trackside for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Wow, wow, wow. What more can we say about the end of tonight's race? A green-white checkered to sort it all out. And then we seen drivers with some trouble coming to the white flag. Race leaders crossed the checkered, crossed the start-finish line before a caution flag was able to come out, so we stayed clean and green to the end there, and Dalton Tucker walked away with the top spot with a crazy finish. But first, let's go. Let's see if we can talk to a handful of drivers that walked away with the podium finishes here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up Thomas Green inside of that 10. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling after a solid finish here tonight?
I feel pretty good. I somehow went 10th to 3rd on that green-white checkered. I had a lot of fun racing Dalton and Jarrett. We were all in the top 5 all night, and yeah, just very good race. It was super sketchy in 3 and 4. Just the only edge I had that last run against Dalton was the fact that I was almost wrecking every lap into 3, and yeah, that was tough. Just trying to get air on your left front and save your right front tire, and there was a lot of factors that went into it. But Dalton definitely deserved that. It was an awesome win. It was a great run, fun race.
Well, Thomas, we're going to address something a little bit further on down the lines here. I mean, we're coming into the final few regular season races before we get into those playoff races, before the championship chase kicks off here. You came into tonight's race sitting 3rd in points, 50 points back from the overall points leader, but the two guys in front of you both had big trouble here tonight. That's going to give your point standings a big shot in the arm. What's your move from here? How are you approaching these final few races? Are you going after another race win or two, or are you just trying to maybe pad some of them playoff points for when we do open up the championship run this season?
Yeah, definitely. It's always in my mind, at least for it's weird when you have a win and you're locked in. The first half of the race is kind of just try to get the stage win, and if we can't do that, then set ourselves up to at least get a decent points finish. Tonight, in this scenario where me and Dalton kind of pulled away a lot, it was definitely a secure second, but still push for the win and try to get more points and just try to get anything we could on the table. But yeah, really just setting ourselves up, have good runs, get good finishes, and that's exactly what we did tonight. So definitely proud of that.
Well, Thomas, I believe we misspoke earlier and we said that somebody else was the only driver to victory lane twice this season, but that's actually you already. You've got 2 race wins in your back pocket. Are those wins that important to you, or is it more about the consistency?
I think from one standpoint, wins are definitely important. I mean, it always feels great to rifle off a win or 2. But definitely having the consistent runs is, being Mr. Consistent can definitely win you a championship. And just being there in the top 5 at least every race, or even top 10, it could definitely pay off in the long run. But of course, going out and getting wins, it's never hurts.
Absolutely. We would have to agree with that one. I mean, me personally, give me all the wins in the world, and I don't really mind if I make the championship because I beat you so many times already. I don't, but that's just me. But as always, Thomas, a pleasure watching you out there on the track. A pleasure catching up with you in these post-race interviews. Before we let you go here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
I'd like to thank Premier Motorsports. Always giving us good stuff, good paints, and just shout out to my mom.
All right, my man. Well, if that's it, we're going to go ahead and let you go about your business and on your way and fulfill some of the other post-race obligations that you have lined up. But Thomas, again, congratulations on another podium, and we'll look forward to catching up with you here in these next few weeks.
Thank you, man. Almost forgot. Thank you for broadcasting. Y'all do great.
Oh, man, it's easy to do when I've got good product like you guys out there on the track. We do appreciate the kind words, but, man, it's you guys that make it big, not me.
Thank you, man.
All right, there you go. Final parting words for the man walking away 3rd here tonight. Another solid finish for that 10 of Thomas Green. Green walks away in third. That's going to move us right along to the man. We talked about him left and right here tonight. Let's see if we can get a yabba dabba doo out of the man inside of that Fruity Pebbles number 12. Jared Talmadge, it's Dave. You got me?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, bud? You doing all right?
It would be better.
I hear you. It would be better if you walked away with that top spot, but man, you got to be proud of the driving there at the end, man. You gave up 24 laps on the tire side, and still able to walk away with a solid second place. Earlier in tonight's race, you were able to hold the field off as well on much older tires. Is that what gave you the confidence to stay out at the end of tonight's race?
Not really. The main reason why is because I didn't catch the field when they all went down pit road. So I figured, why not come out 10th when I can just be front row start? I don't know how that worked. I just sent it.
Well, I mean, however you worked it out, it worked out well for you. I mean, as I said, you were able to keep some a lot fresher tires than what you had on your machine behind you there and walk away with a solid finish here tonight, a solid podium, walking away in second. Looking forward, though, we're down to the final few races here. How important in this regular season, with I believe it's just 2, maybe 3 regular season races left, how important is it to you to get that race win in the bag?
The playoffs. I mean, got to win to get in the playoffs. So we were close. It's unfortunate. I blew 1 and 2, and then sent 3 and 4 somehow stick. But yeah, that win was huge, and it sucks to miss out on it by that small margin.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very small margin. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, a photo finish, one of the closest finishes that we've had so far this season. So, as much as as much as it sucks to walk away in second, you were right there, man, and just a little bit more, and we would have been talking to you one spot better than what we are here tonight. But nonetheless, Jared, congratulations on a great showing for you in that 12 machine. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, shout out tonight, teammates. Thomas was real help after not being on iRacing for a while with the Peter bro. Helped me get back in the swing of it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for putting on the broadcast.
All right, my man. Well, we won't keep you any longer. I know we've got some other interviewers waiting in line. So, again, congratulations on the great run. And until next time, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man walking away in second. Satisfied, but not really. Talmadge wanted that race when he wanted to secure his spot in the championship, coming up just ever so short. It was 100th of a second. My goodness, what a close run there for Talmadge at the end. He'll walk away in second. And that's going to move us right along to the man of the moment, man of the hour, snatching up his second win on the year. Dalton Tucker, it's Dave in the booth. You got to be feeling good inside that Exalta machine, huh?
Oh yeah, that was a heck of a finish. Not how I wanted to see it, but it was a heck of a finish.
Yeah, a heck of a finish for sure. A photo finish, really. I mean, I think it was right around 100th of a second difference between you and second place. So, I mean, it was right there. We almost didn't talk to you here in Victory Lane, but nonetheless, snatched your second victory of the season, and looking a little bit prettier heading off into the championship here in, I believe, 3 short weeks?
Yeah, the 2-tire stop late in the race. I did it, just tried to get track position, and I knew some guys may stay out, and I wanted to be kind of up front, and I didn't know it was going to be quite that loose off 3 and 4, and me and Thomas both sent it through the grass, and I'm glad a caution came out because it let me regroup, but that was a bit of a scare.
Yeah, a little bit of a crazy one there towards the end. Just, drivers stepping a little bit sideways, giving it their all, which, I mean, what more can you expect? What more can you ask of as a car owner out of your driver than to, go get me what you can? And that's exactly what you did here tonight. Looking forward at these next few races here. We line up at Michigan next week, and then we head to Phoenix the following week. You got any bad feelings about either of those tracks, or you think we may be seeing you on the podium again?
Unfortunately, I'll be on vacation for both weekends, but I love both those tracks, and I wish I could be there with this new car because Phoenix would be a blast to drive with it.
Well, I guess that makes this second race win of the season all that more sweet and all that more important because you're definitely going to be slotted into the championship run, but missing the final 2 races, man, that's good. I mean, hey, it's a good break before you start championship running, I guess, huh?
Yeah, you can either look at it as a good break or the other side is you don't have momentum going in. But hopefully, I haven't looked at the playoff races yet, but hopefully there'll be some good ones for me and they work out. But I wish I could have these next 2 races just to get the momentum going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, momentum's always a big thing to ride into the championship and into the deeper races in the championship standings, but I don't think momentum's going to be a problem for you. You've got some great consistent runs. You've got 2 race wins to your back pocket. You were one of our Dash for Cash racers this season as well, falling just short, even with this race win here tonight, just falling a little bit shy over there on that side of things. But nonetheless, Dalton, a great season so far, and we hope you stay safe on your vacation, first and foremost. Hope to catch up with you once you rejoin us once again. So before we let you go and enjoy tonight's celebrations and have your good vacation, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous? Thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, definitely got to give a shout out to James Watson Racing Setups. I know it's a fixed setup league, but it's a blast being a part of that team and being able to race with them when I can. It's not too often, but when I am here, it's definitely fun and makes me want to come back for sure. Just give a shout out to my friends and family watching. I usually send it out to a handful of people, and the text after the race of saying good job or congrats just means a lot. And appreciate you in the booth for doing this. Can't wait to go back and watch the last 10 laps or so.
Yeah, the last 10 laps were, whew, they were some good laps. I'm just going to leave it at that. I mean, you had a first-hand seat from inside the car, so you kind of know what took place and what went down around you. But nonetheless, Dalton, congratulations on that second victory. And as we said, have a safe and happy vacation. Hope everything goes well for you, and hope to see you back on track, back in the podium spots, and back in victory lane.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the man taking his checkered flag and going on vacation. Dalton Tucker says, I've got 2 to my back pocket. I'm good. I'll see y'all come playoff time. Tucker walks away with the checkered flag here tonight in the American Red Cross 225 right here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And that's going to bring our post-race interviews to a close and bring the night to an end here for the North American iRacing Stock Car Start Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. What a night it was. What a crazy finish with a green-white checkered in hand. And with the producers hitting those music buttons in the background, you know it's time for us to run down the unofficial race results. Walking away with the top spot, checkered flag in hand for the second time this season, the 24 of Dalton Tucker. Jared Talmadge going to close out tonight's race in second with Thomas Green rounding out your podium drivers. 91 of Martin Morales back and forth. Max Fonner going to finish in fifth. Sixth place tonight belongs to the 94 of Shane Huffstutler. Morris Bogan back in seventh. Eighth place to Maurice Gilmillion. Jesse Thornick back in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 of the American Red Cross 225, the 01 of Aaron Kralik. 11th tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the 55 of Mark Wright. Thomas Walter right behind him in 12th. 13th belongs to your points leader, the 49 of Ryan Bird. James Watson back in 14th. 15th place goes to Patrick Hernandez. Ryan Lewis finishes in 16th. 17th to Dylan Walterman. Newcomer Gary Trebu finishes tonight's race 11 laps down, back in the 18th position. 19th tonight, the 53 of Dave Bush. Shane White with some trouble, 69, finishes back in 20th. And the 98 of Isaac Shelley finishes tonight's race in the 21st position after early trouble put his night to an end very, very early. And well, that's pretty much going to do it for us. We're going to begin to cut the lights off and roll up the cords and get ready to head to Michigan International Speedway for next week's installment of the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge Track Racer Cup Series. So if you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, show them some love. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. With that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.